All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to Average Takes. Just me and Trevor today, as your hosts. We are through 16 weeks. We'll give you the week 16 top 16. Talk to you about a lot of games and some playoff clinchers. In the music. All right, Trevor. I wish Roman wasn't sick because this is the fucking goddamn moment I've been waiting for since starting this podcast. Chargers made the damn playoffs. They clinched. Took us a while since 2018. I don't even know what fucking year it's about to be. Don't even ask me or remind me. But
2023
playoffs since the first time since 2018. Herbert is going to the playoffs.
How many times?
Tonight, he's going for the first time in his 3-year
Nice.
career. Very nice. Very, very nice. What Big Ben, 2 years or 3 years?
2 years.
2 years. Oh, okay.
Rookie of the year, Super Bowl MVP, and that was all in 2 years.
Okay, so I mean, hey, 3 years could go back to back. I don't know. Um, I'm just all talk. I'm ear to ear grin. Chargers made the playoffs for the first time in a while. Beat up the Colts tonight. Offense didn't even have to do anything really. Chargers defense kind of handled the game for them. Offense just kind of ran around for an hour. But I mean, what do you expect from having a guy just get thrown into his first start of the whole year? Wasn't even getting like practice with ones a lot, and Nick Foles. You kind of feel bad for him in that game. It didn't seem like they were ready for that situation.
It didn't seem like they were ready for him to suck.
They thought, I don't know what the hell they were thinking. Like they were like, "Oh, Nick Foles, you're a deep ball guy. We're going to get you throwing the ball. That's been our problem. We haven't been getting completions deep." They threw his numbers on the screen like right as the game was starting. He's never been a deep ball guy. Don't know if they have never watched Nick Foles before, but he only completes like 20% of his throws over 30 yards. And I mean, we saw it tonight. Interceptions. Didn't look good. They scored 3 points, no touchdowns. But the Chargers have been winning without looking their best either. Like Herbert, no touchdowns back to back games. Is that scary for me or anything? No. The offense is ran fucking weird, and Joy Lombardi is a fucking weirdo. Like we saw the flea flicker tonight. I haven't seen that fucking play all season. It's week 16 and they just pulled that out of their ass to clinch playoffs. Like that's cool. But I'm excited for the Chargers and Justin Herbert to get the playoff experience like he needed. But hey, we got 2 weeks. Let's rest some guys up. Bosa might be back. Rashawn Slater might be back. You never know what the Chargers could do. I just want to get that little rant out of there for me and Roman, even though my brother ain't here. That was for me and Roman there.
Oh, it wasn't.
Yes,
It was just from
yes,
you.
That was for me and Roman right there. Trevor, you guys had a big game. You had a comeback W.
Yeah.
Steelers in the Franco Harris jersey retirement game, in the dead running back Hall of Famer game. Steelers pulled through.
Damn right they did.
Exactly what they needed to do. The entire world was like, there's no shot the Steelers aren't going to win this game. For a solid hour, I thought the Steelers were going to lose this game. I bet on that every which way. And so that's what made it so like hard to watch, is because I had the Steelers covering, winning. I had the under like money line.
Who came through? Who came through?
They came through.
You know what they say, right? Good teams win, great teams cover. That's exactly what the Steelers did. It's exactly what they did. They can win out. They have a 2% chance at making the playoffs after the Colts lose to the Chargers tonight.
2%?
2%. We have to keep winning out, and we'll see what happens. We play two banged up teams. This team's finding clicking. They're winning games. They're playing complete football games now, which helps when TJ Watt's back. But TJ Watt wasn't necessarily a factor. Still got the job done because he's just an impact guy. So Steelers win. We're still alive. We still got a chance. It's gonna be a damn shame if you see the Steelers in the playoffs. It's gonna be a damn shame. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody.
2% shot. I mean, hey, last week I was on here saying if the Jets lose, the Dolphins lose, the Patriots lose, and someone else, Raiders lose, the Chargers might clinch. And it happened all in one goddamn weekend. So, hey, 2%, that's still not technically out. So good luck, Trevor. But yeah, you gotta win out. That's all you could do for yourself is win. Like the Chargers last year, all they had to do was win. Didn't. All they had to do was tie. Didn't. All you have to do is win and let the rest of football play its course.
Yep. And what else have we got this weekend?
Well, we could get through. We could get though. I mean, yeah. Texans upset the Titans. We kind of talked about that on the pick'ems. Like this was a week that you felt that could have happened, and you took it. I stayed away, just because I'm a little bitch sometimes. But fuck, I didn't really watch it. I can't tell you. I mean, Derrick Henry's been fumbling lately. What's he have? 4 fumbles in 3 games. He had one nice run, but it seems like that's all he's had the last couple games is one run a game. I mean, he's getting a little older. We might not be seeing the Derrick Henry of old or before, but that team's just not the way it is or was built. And Tannehill's not good. They ain't really got an offense. But go ahead, throw your input.
No, Texans big win. Had them in the pick'ems. Hope you guys listened. Hope you guys followed. Big weekend.
Our parlay might not have hit, but if you just sat there and listened to that conversation at the end of the podcast during the pick'ems, the not so average parlay, I gave out like 4 winners right there because I switched my bet 4 times or 3 times.
Jeez Louise.
I think I said Bengals -3 or -4. Or no, I think it was -3 at the time. Bengals -3. I said Bengals money line, and then I switched it to the under in the Atlanta game or something like that. But I gave 3 winners just in the mere seconds. So make sure you goddamn listen. We might not have hit the parlay, but you take those singles, those are all winners in my book. So except the Eagles, Trevor. That was your lock, man. Eagles were supposed to cover that 4.5. Lost by 6. But hey, they didn't really skip a beat without Jalen. I mean, I know they lose to the Cowboys, but the Cowboys still put up 40.
Yeah.
I thought that Eagles defense was going to be a little bit nicer, but Cowboys still put up 40.
Yep. And I mean, that's good for Jalen Hurts because now he can be like, oh, you can't win without me, blah, 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 But hopefully he's not that type of guy. But still, at the same time, Eagles lose to the Cowboys, had them as my lock. Bad sight. When I look down, they're covering whole game, and then all of a sudden, last quarter, last witching hour, really screws with you. So, but then the Cowboys beat the Eagles, and the old guys stay alive. Bucks and Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers staying alive.
Yeah, they both squeeze. I mean, Bucks beat up, or I mean, not beat up, but come back last second is what I was gonna say. Come back last second versus the Cardinals, and like the worst game I think Tom Brady has ever played. I think he hates his life right now in Tampa Bay. They look so ugly. Like it was the first time in my entire life I bet on Tom Brady throw an interception, and it hit. Like it's been that type of year for the Bucks, and it was literally, I'm pretty sure it was a tip pass. But yeah, Bucks and the Packers. I mean, Packers slide by the Dolphins. You know, goddamn Aaron does it again. He had one of those type games where he just took over and finished it.
It's crazy. I didn't think the Packers. We knew that that was gonna be a close game, tight game, and it was a must-win for both teams. Reset it, but when the Dolphins came out, I was really confident. I was like, "Damn, Dolphins are gonna be good." And then that Tua conspiracy happened. Concussion threw 3 picks. It's crazy game.
Hey man, those Dolphins fucking doctors aren't that good because they still let him go out there. And that type of shit happens. They got some of the worst concussion like readers out there because they've left two out there to die multiple times this season. So yeah, he might be suing them in the future, but jokingly, they lose this game. Tua is in the concussion protocol now. A day later, and you kind of got to ask yourself some question marks. The second concussion of the season. Dolphins are 8-7, dude. What the hell happened? Have they lost 4 in a row?
Yep.
They've lost 4 in a row. So they've lost versus the Packers, lost versus the Bills, lost versus the Chargers, lost versus the Niners. Fuck, their last win was against the Texans. They got 2 division games coming up. You got the Patriots, and then you got the Jets. And I mean, the way they're playing right now, they could lose both. I mean, the Patriots are an embarrassment of a franchise as they get right now. But the Dolphins might lose that game. It's in Boston in New England. That doesn't help them because they haven't played well in the cold yet.
No, their offense looks horrendous.
I think they're 0. And when did he wear that t-shirt?
What t-shirt?
It's not cold enough. 0-4 since the t-shirt?
I don't know. Don't remember.
That's rough out there. I wish it were colder. Well, yeah, doesn't seem like it. But the Dolphins, made all those moves. Tyreek Hill, they were looking good early. Lost 4 in a row. 1-score games. 2 now with second concussion. Yikes. Season's kind of falling away because you have teams that are crawling behind you to get in. They haven't clinched.
Yeah. You're damn right.
They got their own division pecking at them because the Ravens and the Chargers have now clinched. So these next 2 weeks are fighting for one spot. A whole lot of teams.
Yeah. Can there be a tiebreaker in the division, like for the lead? Like if the Titans and the Jags tie, how like tiebreaker wise, how does that like? Do they play like a playoff?
And well, then it goes to your record, like who does better in division. Then
I guess that's why they're ahead.
One matchups. Yeah, like
they're tied right now, aren't they?
There's no tiebreakers like MLB.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, there won't be an extra game played there, bud. NFL's not like that. They'll use their record and statistics to back them up to decide. MLB will just say fuck it, game 163, winner take all.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
That's how it should be too. If you got the same record at the end of the day, hey, winner take all. Fuck it.
They just got to play a Thursday game.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, they're all about making money.
Me too. Let's give them an extra game check too.
See? Easy.
Everyone makes a little bit more money this year. Couple more games we got. Excuse me, I'm just too much football all in one weekend. Rams beat the ever
ball and nog.
In too much ball nog?
Ball and nog.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Rams beat the fucking brakes off of Russell Wilson. This is probably my favorite storyline of the year. How many touchdowns has Russell Wilson thrown?
What is he at now? 9? 10?
He has 12. He finally tied. The amount of bathrooms he has in his goddamn house he bought in Colorado. Finally, he has the 12 touchdowns. Still hasn't beat it though.
Still hasn't beat it. Got his head coach fired.
Got his head coach fired. That's what I wanted to talk about. I pulled up an old clip today and I posted it. I ripped into the Hackett hiring. So I'm just gonna have a smile on my face. Because it was great. I said it from the beginning. He was a puppet guy. Hackett was a puppet guy in Green Bay. And I said it at the end of my statement, very long statement. I said, I'm not a fan of guys who become names in the middle of nowhere. Like if you asked me the beginning of last season who Nathaniel Hackett was, I wouldn't have been able to tell you. He's Green Bay's offensive coordinator last year beginning, but I wouldn't have been able to tell you that because didn't know who he was. And I watched a lot of Aaron videos because I wanted to see where Aaron Rodgers was going. A lot of Pat McAfee videos. They talked about LaFleur. They never really talked about Hackett. And then part of my take drops an interview with Hackett. Or it could have been part of my take, it might have been somebody else. But then they asked him how the interview process was and talked about football and he's all, we didn't really talk about football. We just talked about being like men and that type of stuff. And that just threw me for a loop too, because you kind of got to see how much NFL knowledge he has when you're hiring guys. Like they didn't even ask him like what kind of offense you run, your offensive coordinator. Like, no, he said they didn't get into football. They just talked about being adults and men and family. Kind of fucking shit you got going on over there, Denver. Kind of shit is that? You're not going to ask your head coach kind of offense he runs?
Former head coach.
I mean, hey, if you are fucking hiring, I mean, I hope.
And I think I'm going to go back and I'm going to delete that video.
Oh.
The whole video itself.
Because you're just chanting Russ for MVP.
You can keep the clip, but I'm just going to go delete the whole video.
I think you're just chanting Russ for MVP.
No, I never chanted it. There may have been one person that was like that was a thought, but I don't think I ever chanted that. I did. I maybe have said that the Broncos were going to be good, but I don't think I ever said those words.
You definitely said Russ for MVP. Somewhere.
I didn't chant it though.
I mean, we don't have to get down into the.
I think I maybe mumbled it, but I don't know if you heard me.
That's fine. That's fine. All right. Do we want to get into our week 16 top 16? Do you want another game you want to talk about? I mean, 49ers kind of beat up on the Commanders. We saw that one coming. Commies are, I mean, just kind of falling apart. What they threw Wentz in for a little bit.
Vikings 61-yard field goal to win. 11-0 in one possession games.
And it's not going to divvy well for them in playoffs. This might be the MVP, but the one score games, throw that stat out the window during playoffs because
that's how the Bengals got in. That's how exactly how the Bengals got in.
They weren't all one score games.
All of them. Yeah, all of them. They had 8 in a row.
Well, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't see the Vikings as being a real threat.
Wow.
I really don't. Like Kirk Cousins, I really don't think they're like that great.
And then in a month, he's holding up the Lombardi Trophy.
I mean, you could clip this at that point, but I don't think so. I mean, they lose ugly games sometimes. Like, I mean, lost by what 11 to the Lions, lost 37 to the Cowboys.
That was early, man.
No, that wasn't that early. Cowboys was what week? That was November 20th. That was
early.
That was a month ago.
Yeah, that's early.
That's not that early. I don't know. I don't think they're that great. Kirk Cousins has never been that guy.
Shut the fuck up. Don't you dare say that.
I mean, what's he done his whole career?
Maybe lead the greatest comeback in NFL history.
Okay, but you're the guy to talk about playoffs always. What's he done?
Minnesota Miracle.
I mean,
he was hurt.
He's never won. That's all you like to talk about at the end of the day. I'll flip it back on you. He's never won. I mean,
that's fine. You still can be considered good without winning.
I mean, before this year, no one had Kirk Cousins as good. Like top 5 good, no. Top 10 good, nah.
He's never been top 5 good. Top 10, you can argue.
Never before this year has Kirk Cousins been a top 10 quarterback. Like,
Depends where you're looking, I guess.
On the outside, like we laughed when they signed him for $40 million. We all laughed, saying, "Biggest bag robber!" Like, Kirk, go get your bag. Like, we laughed, and now we're gonna say this Vikings team is really that good. Like, I don't think their defense is that great. I truly think it's Jay Jettis, and you have someone to lock them up. They get absolutely shit on. So I mean, I picked the Vikings to win their division and be a good team this year, but you come down to
whoa! You can't bring that up and then just shit on them.
Yeah, I do what I want because I have both takes here.
You can't
them to be great in their division. Great. When it comes to playoffs, I don't think they'll be playoff great. They could beat up the weak division they have because, I mean, it's weak division. That we're picking on scraps now.
I think you said the same thing last year about the Bengals.
I mean,
they're in a weak division. They're no experience.
No, I was
Joe Burrow considered a top 5 quarterback?
I was on the Bengals last year because I didn't want the Raiders to win, and they beat the Raiders, and I was on the Bengals. I could go back. I'll find that clip. I could find that because I was on the Bengals because I'm not a Raider fan. But at this point now, we're week 16. I mean, I think there's multiple teams above the Vikings. And since we're at this point, I'll tell you, we're at the week 16, top 16 exact moment. I have the Eagles as 1, Bills 2, Chiefs 3, 49ers 4, Bengals 5, Cowboys 6.
I got Eagles 1, Bills 2, Chiefs 3, 49ers 4, Vikings 5, Bengals 6.
I don't see it. So you got the Cowboys behind them?
They don't move.
Cowboys are behind the Vikings though?
And the Bengals. At 7.
So the Cowboys beat the number 1. Don't move.
Nope. I didn't see Jalen Hurts on the field. And he gave up 34 points.
You still beat him. You dropped 40 on that Eagles team.
You think they do that with Jalen Hurts playing?
Kind of got to think about is that Cowboys team dropped 40 on an Eagles defense that's been pretty nice. I mean, Dak completed what, like 15 passes in a row at one point? I think the Cowboys are pretty decent team. I like their defense, man. Micah Parsons is a game changer. Leads the league in all quarterback pressures. I mean, you need that in a defense. QB pressures getting in that guy's face, making him having to change his thought process is huge in this league.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, I don't know. I don't know if the Vikings have someone of that magnitude to change like games. Because Micah Parsons right now changes games when he's in there. Like Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa goes in and he changes games. Like there's
the Vikings game changers are on the other side of the ball
on offense. So I mean, that's why you have to kind of trust Kirk, and that's what I was getting to earlier. Is I don't think Kirk is good enough to win in the playoffs. Like we'll have, I mean, we're still a couple weeks away from playoffs and talking like that, but I mean, they barely beat teams is the thing. It's just scary every week. Every week.
That's good though, because
haven't had one, like not one game where you blow them out. Like it almost feels like the goddamn Broncos to me, where they have only scored once over 23 points. Like like I would like
those are
just kind of just knock the socks off somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I would too, but I think those wins make your team in playoffs better, knowing, oh, these close games, we know how to win the close games. Like when, because all playoffs is it's a battle. They're all close. I feel like all of them are close. So the Vikings, I don't know if they figured out a way to just win barely, but they know how to play in close games. Like it's not a new feeling to them.
Yeah, we'll see if it benefits if that is actually beneficial in the playoffs, but I don't know. We will see. We will see. I would like to see if Kirk actually gets it done. But immediately following the Vikings at number 8, I got the Chargers. Number 9, Ravens. 10, Dolphins. Dolphins have really fallen off, man. 4 in a row. They've just been trickling down the list. 11, Jags. They jump up from the 15th spot, the last spot on the list last week. Taking over their division, had a couple good wins, and Trevor Lawrence is finally starting to feel like an NFL quarterback, feel like he's understanding the timing, the rhythm, the playbook. And I mean, Doug Peterson, who would have thought Doug Peterson couldn't fix Trevor Lawrence in this team? I mean, everyone loved Doug. Even when his time with Andy Reid, like he's just been a great coach since. Who do I got after the Jags? Lions. Lions are fighting for a playoff spot. I'd absolutely fucking love for the Lions to make a playoff spot. Go for the first pick overall. What, 2 years ago? I mean, the Lions have been such a poor franchise, so would love for them to make it. Giants 13, Bucks 14, Jets 15, Titans 16. I almost put the Steelers in there and the Jets, but I went back and the Jets beat you guys a while back. So you're almost 15 there, Trevor, but snuck the Jets in last second. I like the Jets. Mike White's going to be back. They're fighting for a playoff spot as well. A lot of these guys fighting for playoff spots.
Yeah. Mine's a little similar, a little different, but 7, I got Cowboys. 8, Chargers. 9, Ravens. Chargers highest ranked they've ever been on my list. 10, Jags. 11, Giants. 12, Lions. 13, Dolphins. They're falling deep. 14, Packers. Quick early risers. 15, Titans. And 16, running it off, is the Rams once again with Baker Mayfield. After putting up 51 points, are you fucking kidding me? The Rams earned their way back here. Baker Mayfield is a fucking stud.
Does Baker like Los Angeles? I think yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do now. I don't know if Stafford walks away, but if not, hey, re-sign Baker Mayfield. Let's see that story. Baker in LA taking over. I mean, it looks good right now. The team likes him. I watched them slime him after the game and shit. Like they're obviously liking him. They put up 51.
Yeah.
I mean, Russ had what, 3 picks? Ripken had a pick. Like their defense just went off.
People are arguing on the Broncos sidelines. You love seeing a nuclear bomb just waiting to happen and an explosion occurs.
I cannot wait. I mean, this Russell Wilson deal is going to end up folding apart to be catastrophic, one of the worst fucking trades of all time. Like the Broncos could come off as absolute like assholes because They can't cut him because of how much dead money they'd owe him. Each year, it only goes down by a little bit, even though the contract is large. Like if they cut him, it would be a dead hit of almost 200 million, I heard. Then the next year, it just slowly goes down. His last year, it wouldn't even make sense to cut him because they would still end up owing him 4 million somehow. It was a bad trade. It was a bad re-sign extension. I mean, hey, shout out to the Seahawks because they've had a decent year and they're gonna have a nice pick. Just we'll have to see what they do with that. But yeah, Baker looks great. Russ is the opposite as of right now. So
he's poop. He's shit. I'll say it.
He's shit. I'm actually like enjoying this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know everyone just likes hype at the Russ and the new. It's funny because I went back and watched our old tape today, so I know exactly what you said. His new energy and all the blah blah of back then. And what goes right out the door when you lose year one? Like when you lose this bad year one, next year, like you're coming in with a shit taste in your mouth. Like, what kind of weirdo shit's Russ gonna do this year? Because the Broncos country, let's ride. That got real cringy after they lost like their fourth game in a row, and he was mumbling it under his breath, walking away from the post game presser. I don't know when Broncos country is going to get fed up with this bullshit because I know by the time he left Seattle, they were just fucking ready.
It's funny to see unravel just because I was on the hype train. I did see this team being a lot better than they were, and they just absolutely stink. My confidence in them is at an all-time low, and that will just continue into next year. They're gonna have to literally start from like the first floor and then creep their way up. And if they play good, they play good. But they're all dead to me. The only coach that I would even give a realistic chance at saving them is Sean Payton. But we will.
I can see that, but happens. I also heard Sean Payton wants Vic Fangio to coach his defense for him.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Vic is the former Broncos head coach. I don't think that would happen. But hey, we will see. Hackey got fired today. Trevor, is there going to be another one fired before our next podcast?
Is there be another coach fired?
Yes.
Within a week?
Within a week.
No.
No? All right, I'm gonna put a name on my paper. Who
Brandon
knows
Staley?
if he does it?
My best guess would be Brandon Staley.
Why would you think Brandon Staley?
I don't know. We'll see. We will see.
All right. We'll come back next episode and we'll find out if this coach has been fired. But I wrote a name down on my paper. We'll see.
All right. Josh McDaniels.
No. The Raiders don't have enough money. We talked about that before. Raiders don't have enough money to get a new coach, so he's kind of.
I know what you put.
Would you put? Who do you think? Can you read it through my glasses? Yeah. Who do you think I put?
Can I read through your glasses?
Yeah.
No, I can't read it through your glasses, but I can read it because I'm just smart. I'm a mind reader. I'm a genius. So that's what I do. I'm like Oz the mentalist. I just see things and they just come to me. So the coach you wrote down, I think it's on a. Is this an AFC team or an NFC team? I think it's an NFC team.
I can't tell you.
I think it's an NFC team. All right. So NFC team. Who we got in the NFC? Man, this is tough. This is real tough. All right.
Stay tuned to the next episode to find out. All right. Nothing wrong with being average. Deuces.